In 2001, I was installed as the first woman president of the Rotary Club of New York in their 92-year history. I had a big production for my installation. I got up at the microphone and announced my entire agenda for the coming year. I said, the only difference you're going to have now is a president at the microphone who's wearing lipstick. And everybody toasted, and we thought that was the big historical event of the year. I was preparing to go into my club meeting in Manhattan when my daughter called. She said, "Turn on the television immediately." And I saw the smoke coming out from one of the towers. Suddenly, I saw a plane going into the second tower, and immediately I knew what had happened. I said, "Karen, we're at war." The roads were closed, the bridges were closed, my family was not there, they were all over the place. I never felt so alone. I went into the other room and turned on the computer. And the beautiful world of Rotary just fell right into my room. I was getting emails from all over the world, and they were asking, how can we help? It was the worst terror attack since Pearl Harbor. And we were shocked. I needed to do something. So I sent out an email to everybody to give them a little hope. And I wrote, as Rotarians, we will think of ways to help our community within the next few days. What we can do right now is help our neighbors and help each other in any way possible. One of the most important things was to inspire people, to make them feel they were an important part of something and they were needed. And I felt we were needed. This was the Rotary Club of New York. Paul Harris said we were the host club of America. This was New York, it was America. And we immediately knew that we had to do something. Every one of the members of my club had a different skill. We had a forensic dentist who went down there to identify the victims, an officer of the New York Lung Association. She went down every day with gloves and masks to test the air quality. We had a courier who had a courier service. He had a van, and he brought bottled water down every day. We had an 85-year-old member who went down to help the Salvation Army serve food. And every single one just did something. It was a whole network of Rotary connections. Almost immediately, the club started sending checks.
We took great pride in answering literally all of them. They related mostly as to how can we help, how can we make an impact.
It was all done methodically. We opened up a special bank account, ended up collecting $1.4 million from Rotarians all around the world. And what we had decided was that we would give our money to the forgotten people.
A major problem, an immediate need, was immediate expenses that individuals had who had lost loved ones.
There were families from the waiters that worked at the World Trade Center. There were limousine drivers. There were small business people who were about to lose their businesses. There were grandparents who had lost their children. So they were suddenly caretakers of their grandchildren. There were many, many people like that. New York Downtown Hospital was just 3 blocks from the devastation. A lot of their infrastructure had been destroyed, so we donated a new ambulance to them.
Because of the influx of people and our involvement in that disaster and our close proximity, our emergency room at the time was basically destroyed. Our ambulances that were involved in that day needed to be replaced. The ambulance right behind me has made over 1,500 calls and actually traveled over 40,000 miles. I got the word out that the Rotary Club of New York was here and we were ready to help.
And people started to come. They wanted somewhere to belong, somewhere to direct their energies.
Hi, my name is Bill Ryan, retired captain of the New York City Fire Department. The fire department stayed here till the closing day, and the police department, because the theory was we are going to handle the human bodies with dignity and respect. We're going to take them out until the last one's out. And the guys digging, the toll was unbelievable, more mental and physical, I think.
The firefighters and police responders, we knew they had pensions, we knew they had financial help, but I wanted to do something special for them.
I was placed on light duty about a month after September 11th due to injuries. And that meant I was just confined to a desk job. Yeah, like 6 weeks later, I was looking for something to do. And Helen and the rest of them put together this 9/11 committee crew where they had resources that they were trying to get to the firemen. Basically, their problem was they couldn't connect the dots. I would meet with them, I think it was once a month, every Tuesday, on a Tuesday. And I would bring them information. I got them the directory, found out families that needed help.
We ended up sending 45 firefighters and police officers with their families on vacation.
I was helping them send families and find families that would go. It was just more or less send a fax out or a letter who would like to go. And this is when the healing started, I felt like, for the guys. But it was beautiful. I mean, we went out there, they did everything for us. I mean, restaurants, bicycles, we're just so laid back. My wife said to me, this is the first time I've seen you sleep more than 6 hours. So, finally fell asleep on the beach one day, and that was it.
Looking back on that year, I realized more and more the important types of things to address are gathering together a team with various skills, coordination from a leader, research, accountability, follow-up, personal contact, inspiring people, motivating them, giving them hope.
I'm still in contact with several of them. It's important because that's what human nature is about. We got to be there for one another. We got to be good to one another and love one another, and that's what they seem to give out. And they were there financially to help people, but their hearts are in the right spot. They're so on, and I'm just glad I was able to help them.
Every September 11th, I receive a phone call from one of the firefighters, one of the police officers, somebody. So in that worst year, we did the best things. We were left with a lasting feeling of special pride. Even if we are attacked or terrorized, it's the good that's going to win out. And that's what Rotary does.